Okay, we're streaming. Right. One of the things I do here is try and fix stuff. And a local venue, Faith in Strangers, are installing some sort of LED kind of system. And this is one of the driver boards for that LED system. And one of the chips is knackered. This one here. And it needs replacing. Unfortunately, it's a surface mount chip, which I've never removed before. I need to replace... Oh, are they still in here? They're so small, these chips. So I need to take off the old damaged one and replace it with a new one here. These boards aren't available anymore, but they found the chip, and as a last resort I'm going to try and remove this surface mount chip and put the new one on. I've never done this before, don't know how it's going to go. Right, so how am I going to do this? Right, I'm going to move over to my desk cam. Right, what you're seeing here is a microscope lens attached to a Raspberry Pi Zero, and that's what's streaming to you now. This is my solder thingy, solder station, and to remove this surface mount chip, I'm going to put it under the microscope, and I'm going to flood the contacts with this special lead-free desoldering alloy. It's called Fast Chip, and it's specially for removing especially solder mount chips. Oh, here we go. It's by SRA. It's very low melting point solder, and the idea is that you flood the contacts with your soldering iron using this alloy, and it displaces the actual solder so that you can pull the chip off with some kind of lifting tool, or I'm going to use these pliers. They're not pliers, what are they? Tweezers. So another thing you need is flux, and that, I guess, stops the solder oxidizing or adds to the chemical reaction to make it work better. So I'm going to use these tools, the TS100 soldering iron, which is amazing, very good, highly recommended. Heats up super fast, maintains its temperature really light. Right, here we go. I'm going to switch over to a different view. So in the top left you should be able to see the microscope view. I'm going to reposition the chip. There we go. You can see where the original solders got messed up, where I've tried to take the chip off just by using the soldering iron on its own. Did not go well, and I'm not looking forward to trying to replace the chip if I manage to get this one off. Okay, so there's the chip that needs to be removed. Right, plug in the soldering iron. There we go. It's got a nice little readout, and press the button and you can see how quickly it heats up to the 300 degrees. And it's already beginning to smoke. There we go. Right. Let's apply a bit of flux. Apparently the more flux the better. So I'm trying to do this whilst looking at the screen for the microscope. Put lots on there. Alright, let's give it a bit of a wipe around. Alright, it's very tacky, gooey stuff. Hopefully that will do its job. There we go. All of the pins covered, I think. Maybe a bit more here. Alright, let's give that a go. Alright. This is going to be really tricky. Alright, so the soldering iron is at 300 degrees. The melting point of this alloy is supposed to be about 50-60 degrees, really low, and that means that when I heat it up, it melts the original solder as well as this alloy, and the alloy stays molten for a lot longer. So let's go in there and try and get this thing off. You can see it melting pretty. It's not there we go. Let's give it a good old flood. Let's have a look at the camera. All right, keep it molten for now. Oh, excellent. Let's keep stroking those pads underneath. You see the flux giving off the smoke. Keep it nice and hot. Oh, it's come off. Look at that. That's amazing. Right, and hopefully I will just be able to knock off this. Maybe just pull it out with my solder sucker. That was brilliant. I don't want to get this stuff anywhere else because it's needs to come away. Right. Fantastic. That went so well. Hope the pads are okay. Wonderful. Would you look at that? All right, let's have a quick inspection of. There's a bit of a short circuit there. The pads look all right. Let's see if we can get that little bit off there. There we go. Yeah, I'll give that a clean with isopropyl alcohol in a bit. But wow, that was remarkable. All right, let's have a look at the chip that came off there. Where is it? There it is. Let's put it back on to get the focus. Oh wow! Oh, it's burnt. It's properly melted into the. There we go. Refocus a little bit. Yeah, and there's the chip. The pins on the chip look pretty good. It's even knocked the solder off those. Wow, what an amazing thing. Well, there we go. That's how you remove a surface mount chip. This alloy, this fast chip alloy, was genuinely remarkable. This 4.5 foot, I think there's about 10 rods in this thing, cost about 14-15 quid, and that was absolutely remarkable. Wonderful. Well, hopefully someone watches this. This is the first time I've streamed live, just trying to avoid any editing or anything like that. And a shout out to Andy Garner for making me do the stream. So hope you enjoyed it, and